Welcome, crypto enthusiasts, investors, and curious minds from around the world. Welcome back to our channel. So today we're gonna have a deep dive into a very exciting environment of crypto tokens, and we will discover what's next for Ethereum. That's a next to Bitcoin in terms of market cap, and we'll just get through fundamentals, technical analysis, market sentiment. So we'll have a little bit more greater dive into this rabbit hole of world computer than other channels. So today's episode will be a little bit more extended in time, but hopefully you will find this knowledge bomb very useful in terms of your investments decisions. So without any further ado, let's head on to what's next for Ethereum. So at first, let's dive into how does it work. Let me just change the pointer for you. So Ethereum is a decentralized blockchain platform that establishes a peer-to-peer network that securely executes and verifies application code. We can find right here that Ether is the unit of Ethereum. A developer constructs a decentralized application on the Ethereum blockchain, and the payment is made via this Ethereum token. So all of the transactions are inside of this Ethereum blockchain, and we can find that there is whole infrastructure of decentralized application, and now also those transaction hub that is updating every little second when having a breakdown of who is having what amount of money. So Ethereum right now, what I just pointed, is the biggest hub of smart contracts that are intelligible, kind of a agreements between users and also the hub for decentralized applications. So there is a real demand for the type of solution, but right now one of the bottleneck is this speed of transaction. So will this speed of transaction will eventually lead up in the next cycle to kind of an increased money that will eventually won't cause this traffics in terms of transaction bandwidth. So that's the thing we'll just discover and also try to answer today. So Ethereum is offering a flexible platform on which to build decentralized applications using the native Solidity scripting language that Ethereum virtual machine takes place, and that's what's exactly is speeding up this investors' curiosity in direction of this solution. So investors were betting for Ethereum back in 2018 very heavily. Also, maybe 2017, I would say. So as 2018 was the one of the period that eventually led to a major sell-off. However, in 2021, we have risen to up to $4,500, and eventually it led to a sell-off at amount of 80, even up to 85% from peak. So right now, if we just have a look at where we are heading next, we need to just find out what's going on chain. And right now, in and out of the money around price is showing that there is a more buying pressure that is right now sitting right at these valuations of 1,500s and 1,700s, whereas those that are sitting right at the nearest valuation up to 2,000 should be crushed imminent. Transaction count by size is right now pointing that there is a large amount of transactions being just distributed by these smart contracts that are notching this 0 to $1, so it's kind of a noticeable. But also what we can find is that this levels of this 100 to 1k distribution is also rising along with those up to 10k. For those that are finding to be whales, is we are still need to wait. That one has appeared right back in beginning of 2021, so it still might be a little bit too late. That was that situation was back half a year after the was it over a year after the halving of Bitcoin, that what made this next cycle of bull run possible. However, fear and greed right now is pointing 70 points, and that's where we may eventually think of starting this bull run for Ethereum. But normally that's the kind of a greed that we normally want to avoid when taking investment decisions. So right now we'll find out whether it's a great time to buy or maybe still clear for a while. Staking services market share right now pointing that the structure is getting a little bit more decentralized, so we can find staking services are the one that are maintaining the network. And with that being said, we can find that Lido right now has decreased its market share in terms of the other such as Figment and Coinbase, that's right now a little bit trying to get a little bit more, trying to get bigger market share of stakers, but that's normally what we should see in terms of decentralization development, and that's what make these staking services even more useful in terms of this kind of a fragility. So right now it should be a little bit less prone to any type of so the structure should be less prone to any type of hacks. So in terms of historical concentration, we can find that whales right now are flowing in, even though those haven't been seen back in the previous slide. But what we can see right here is that whales, those not large but this medium type of whales are right now flowing in, and those retails are right now a little bit lower type of a setting a lower type of a market share. So whales back in town supposedly. In terms of updates in the US, the launch of 9 exchange traded funds linked to Ethereum, the second largest cryptocurrency, fell short of expectations right now. Even though they have been launched, we can find that with trading volume of only $6.6 million at the end of October, it right now has backfired. But there are some that say we are still far from the bull cycle. That's why we need another catalyst for ETH to thrive, and that may eventually end up to get better with time after Bitcoin's halving. That's when normally seasonally the very large volumes are coming in. So this narration of Bitcoin's been a little bit more deflationary is rippling through the cryptosphere and also the traditional market sphere, that is boosting the buying pressure among Bitcoin, but also the second in terms of market cap crypto currency. So right now there is hope for more optimism from retail investors and with institutional buyers, and even though in Europe Ethereum related exchange traded products have been relatively popular so far, with a market capitalization of over $1 billion compared to Bitcoin ETPs. Right now we're still waiting for another even bigger wave to come. So in terms of next updates, I've said that there are right now problems with the bandwidth of transactions for Ethereum, and the solution may be this layer 0.1. So Ethereum scalability issues persist with high transaction fees, but layer 0 is responding to the type of headwinds and proposing another solution that may eventually get rid of this only 20 to 30 transactions per second. So it may eventually lead up to over 20,000 transactions per second if it eventually will become successful. So hopefully with this layer 0 being introduced, those problems will eventually fade away. Let's, however, find out what may eventually this current cycle look like. We are right now in comparison to what the future has just introduced at the beginning of the next bull cycle. So we still have around many quarters to thrive, and the upcoming fourth halving will take place in supposedly May of 2024, and then right after 2 or 3 quarters we should have a high for Ethereum. So that's where the Ethereum should thrive. The question is how far, but that nobody knows, but the estimations are that Ethereum may even get us to around $10,000. In terms of macro, as we do know that macro is affecting cryptocurrency very heavily, we can find it right now. On the beginning of November, we have everything rally that's sweeping across assets, and that's also putting in favor this crypto valuations. So right now we are expecting S&P 500 quarterly EPS to thrive in the next quarter, and we may have eventually better modes on the crypto yet to come. So it seasonally also aligns with the very good 2024 for the crypto industry overall. But what the chart are telling us, so let's find out at the chart of Ethereum right now on a weekly. On a weekly, we can find that we are trying to rebound out of this demand zone being set around 1500s and around 1700. So we can all just drawn up the box of demand right here. Every single time the price will get back to this demand zone, at least within the next attempt been set around fourth quarter, we will have supposedly a kind of a ratcheting up effect that may push the valuation higher. For Ethereum, the most important is to not drop below this 1500s. For now, as we are building a momentum upwards, we can find that the supposed every single backtrack to around 1800s will become an opportunity to buy at as long as we are right now remaining within this bullish type of a structure, this bullish shelf that right now should become a very important leverage to boost the valuation even forward. But for this to thrive even higher, we need to break through, smash this very important resistance at 2200s, and we need a little bit more time for this and a little bit more power. But for now, the most probable path that may lead to Ethereum as the most possible path of least resistance is this one, return to around 1760ish, then retest of this $2,000 and supposedly attack on 2200s. For that being said, I do expect this one to thrive by December to around 2000s. But what will happen afterwards? It all boils down to what the macroeconomy will eventually show us, because right now there are increased probabilities for the recession that is due to this hiring and inverted yield curves that have been a great harbinger of upcoming crisis back in the history. So right now we are just jumping back to our presentation, and let's find out weighted funding rate right now. As we are right now in a grid mode, we can find that entering a position on a buy side is the one that is bound with the large risk. The weighted funding rate right now is increasing with the price heading north, and normally you should wait for normalization of this metrics in order to jump into the bandwagon of the Ethereum. Right now, let's find out what's about the commitment of traders report, and for this one, let me find out. So the commitment of traders report is showing that commercials are right now at this stable level, whereas those that are marked by this navy blue color is finding the small speculators that right now are jumping on. So that's why normally we should act in reverse to what small speculators are doing, and rather copy this managed money and other reportables that right now showing that with this current leg up, we should maybe hang on there for a little and just wait for another opportunity to come. In terms of the second spectra, we can find it on the red light. There is symbolized the dealer intermediary, and they are also backtracking from positioning. So that's what we can say about the Ethereum, is that the whales are waiting for another discount in price in order to join in the party. So we can find that the October was very good for all the computing type of tokens, and Ethereum was the one that has had a great performance due to this. In terms of final thoughts and Q&A, so right now Ethereum is acting as the computing type of tokens may perform well in fourth quarter, especially though the seasonality for either crypto or stock market is putting those assets in favor of growth, while the Ethereum price is struggling to crack the 1850 resistance level. Right now, this level should get pushed through, and we will eventually have a real premises to find that Ethereum may eventually get us through to $100,000. The total value locked in accounts for more than half of the entire crypto sector is right now, showing that those retail investors are trying to come over and come back to this industry, and with regulatory certainty that will eventually supposedly will come over to this crypto world in 2024, we may have another wave of deflationary tendency type of seeking risk investors that where the Ethereum will thrive, and with this technical improvements in terms of broadening the bandwidth of transactions throughput, we may have a positive fourth quarter of 2024, especially when seeking for the high of the next cycle, or the one cycle that has already commenced. So for more, subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much. If you have enjoyed, hit this like button, and we are seeing each other tomorrow at 8 a.m. ET time. Have a great day.